But let's unclip everything and see what we've got in the box. We're going to do some off-road today. We're on some private land, so it's going to be a bit of fun. Let's get a bit more of a lick on this. Up the power to 5. So what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Once again, you know I appreciate having you here. Stick around for today's video. It's a little bit different. We have an e-bike, that's right. Down there, that is an e-bike. This is my first ever electric bike. So if you are here just purely for the electric bike stuff, then you gotta know. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I've never ridden one. This is gonna be us sharing it together. What I'm going to do on this video, I'll tell you what, let's roll the titles, and then when we come back, I'll tell you how I came about getting this bike, why I've got this bike, and just some other general stuff. Thank you very much for sticking around. Right, let's have a little bit of a seat here. Right, the idea behind getting this bike is, one, I want to start reviewing electric stuff. It's the way it's going, it's the future. I'm going to do electric motorcycles, scooters, all sorts of things, drones, everything. I want to put it on a separate playlist on this channel. It's still going to be mainly motorcycles and mainly me talking absolute rubbish, but I wanted to check out the e-bikes. I've got into cycling lately. Those of you that follow me on Instagram will know I've kind of messed up my ankle a little bit. So I was walking for therapy and walking to lose weight, but over the last 18 months, I haven't been able to do that. So I got back into cycling. I'm a casual cyclist. I'm not a lycra-clad super cyclist like in the Tour de France. As I said, I'm casual and I bloody hate hills. So I thought, let's try out e-bikes. So I got in touch with a few companies and said, look, is there any chance of me getting one as a demo for maybe a month, 2 weeks, a month, just for me to check out and see what it's like? Because got some plans that I want to do and I just want to see what it's like. I shall big them up again. Engwe, I think that's how you say it, E-N-G-W-E. They got back to me and said, look, we won't lend you one. What we do, we give you one. I was like, are you sure? And they went, yeah, we're sure. So what they've sent me is something called an Engine Pro 2.0. The criteria I gave them, because they said, what do you want? And I said, well, it has to fold, it has to fit into the back of my Mini Cooper. That's number one, because I want to take it further afield and have some fun further afield. I like a little bit of the off-road stuff, and I'm 6'2". They had a look at my channel, emailed me back and said they think this one will suit my channel down to the ground. So that's what we're going to go for. We've got an Engine Pro 2.0. I don't know if there was an Engine Pro or an Engine Pro 1.0. I don't know. But this one's a 2.0. So it's got to be better, hasn't it? So what we're going to do for this one is we're going to take it out into the garden, we're going to unbox it, we're going to go through the box, I'm going to put my POV on, we're going to have a little look in the box, I'm going to time-lapse the build because I've looked on Tinterweb and there's already videos of people building this bike and I don't want to bore you to death. Go and check those videos out if you want to build it, I'll time-lapse it, plus it saves you listening to me swearing. I put enough IKEA furniture together to know that I swear a lot when I put stuff together, so I will spare you that. Bear in mind, my garden has a few weeds in it. It's not my fault. This is the English summer, so it means it rains a lot. It's been about a month since I've weeded, so I'm just getting excuses out there for the untidy garden. That's not a euphemism. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's get out there. Let's unbox it. Let's have a look at this Engwe. I think I said that correctly. Engine Pro 2.0. Right, so here we are, Engwe Engine Pro 2.0. We're going to unbox it now and have a little look at what's in the box. Oh, it's exciting times, isn't it? And here we go. It's not folded at the moment, because I'm assuming it folds in the middle somewhere. But let's unclip everything and see what we've got in the box. Let's start with this. Gosh, like Christmas, isn't it? Well, we've got a seat post, or is that the handlebar post? It's got a clip on it. I'd say handlebar post. There you go. I told you I'm new at this. I told you I've never had an e-bike before. Right, it's well packaged, I've got to give it that. Let's see what's in this one. Oh, more attachments. That is
Oh shit. That's the rear light. Won't be using that. Oh well, never mind, I can reconnect that at some point. We'll work it out, we'll put a little splice in there and we'll get that sorted. What a plonker, eh? I always say in my videos, I'm here to make the mistakes so you don't have to. That's a mud guard. That's another mud guard. Right, let's make sure these are all cable ties and not wires. That's a seat, I can tell that. I like the way it's packaged, it's really packaged well. But here's a pro tip for you. Don't cut that one. That's a wire to the rear light. I should put a little splice on that and reconnect that at some point. I've got plenty of cycle lights, so it's not the end of the world. Cut this one. There we go, that's a front wheel. Nice chunky tyres with some off-road grip and a disc brake. We like that. 190/406 MC, whatever that means. I know what it means on motorcycles, but not on push bikes. And there you go, it's a little rack for the back. It's quite sturdy. I like that. And that's probably where that back light would sit. If some donut didn't cut the wire, that is. What's in this one? Let's have a little look. Got pedals. Owner's manual. Looks like some little tools. That's for the front wheel because it comes with a storage axle that keeps it all nice in line. I'll show you that in a minute. And then the charging pack with a nice UK plug and obviously the manual for the charger. Right, let's crack on with cutting wires. I mean cable ties. I've already done the wires. Right, what's this one? Oh, this looks like handlebars in here. Be careful with this one because this has got a lot of wires. It's got all the gizmos for that. It's all technical stuff on here, you see. So, got a couple of keys as well. Little screen there. I'll show you that when it's all on the bike. And there you go, that's your front light. Remember not to cut this bit, people. Full of wisdom. As I said, that's the little spacer that comes in it. It's just to keep the front forks in position so they don't bend in transit. That's not the actual spindle for the wheel. That is that thing we got up there. Oh, I'm out of breath. That's a lot of cutting. It's basically the same as the other side, but it's this side. Sorry about the heavy breathing. I bought this for fitness. You get fit by putting it together. Let's give you a little bit of a time lapse of me trying to put this thing together. The Engwe engine 2.0.
Right, so we've actually got instructions this time. And yeah, don't cut the cables, cut the cable ties. Bad combo though, full of black cable ties and black cables. It's my fault, just a little tip for you. White cable ties, black cables, much easier. It's the toolkit. Tip of the day, use your own tools. This is the Engwe engine 2.0. I'm out for a little test ride today. It's been raining ever since I built it. And I would say during the build process, use your own tools. That's what I would give the advice to. It'll save you about 20 minutes. I did use the tool pack that came with this, and you can do it. It will be done, but you lose a little bit of skin in your knuckles and a little bit of frustration. So if you've got your own little toolkit, that'll save you about 20 minutes. There are a few little fiddly bits like getting the handlebars on and a few other little bits that are not in the instruction manual. But apart from that, all in all, it's pretty good, pretty easy to build. If you have problems, go on YouTube. There is a few videos where they build these bikes and they give you all the tips on there. I won't bore you with it on here because it was mainly me just swearing at stuff. Anyway, I'm out for a little ride here. We're on some private roads. I've de-restricted it simply for the fact I rode it a little bit in the normal 250 watt guys, whatever it is, whatever the restrictions are when it comes to the UK. As you know, I'm new to this e-biking lark. This is the first one ever, and the first, I think I've done about 10 miles so far. 5 miles of that fully restricted and the last 5 unrestricted, and I've got to say I think it's safer unrestricted for me. I see why it is restricted, because if you jump straight on something like this and you're going full power with a thumb throttle sort of rubbish, then you could come unstuck quite quickly. But I ride off-road motorcycles, I ride motorcycles, I ride a push bike faster than this can go under its own electric steam, so I haven't got a problem. And as I said, we're going to do some off-road today. We're on some private land, so it's going to be a bit of fun. That's what the aim is. I do like this bike. I love the black colour. It comes in a green and blue as well, but they sent me the black and I do like it. A little bit mean. It's kind of Mad Max-ish and I like that. There are a couple of things I don't like about it, but they're not important when it comes to the ride. I don't like the fact that the key's down here, because all the crap can come up here if you're off-road riding, but it's got to go somewhere, and that locks the battery in. This is a little catch that you undo to fold it in half and the battery slides out, and you can charge it either off the bike or on the bike. The seat is really nice and squishy, and it's got a nice air hole for your gentleman bits. Up front, nice clear dash, quite easy to read. You've got a trip, odometer, maximum speed and average speed. This is your power assist, which is on here. You've got one, I don't know if you can see that, you've got 1,
2, 3, 4, 5. I've set it to 1 minimum rather than 0, because what's the point of our electric bike? We've got a thumb throttle that goes up to walking pace in standard, but a little bit faster. For me, I find this a lot safer. If you're in the wrong gear on a normal bike, when you're going away, it could be a little bit wobbly all over this place. This is a nice little touch to get it going until you start pedaling. It's got a hooter horn thing. Yeah, we won't say too much about this because it's like this. Caution, vehicle reversing. Caution, vehicle reversing. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It does work, people get out of the way, so it's all good. Up here you got the brakes, they're hydraulic. They are American style brakes, so they're swapped around. Whereas on the UK, that's the front. Let me go around the other side, make it a little bit more easier for you. Let's sit on the bike. So this is your front brake, and that is your rear brake, which is the other way around. On the UK, that's your front brake, that's your rear brake. So it takes about 30 seconds to get used to that. I haven't pulled them in panic yet, but I tend to use both brakes anyway, and that keeps it nice and even. Oh, I didn't show you this, did I? This is a nice touch. This stand, very robust, now dirty. But let's get on with the ride. I ride mainly in pedal assist 1. I put it up to 3 or 5 depending on the hill. If it's a slight incline, just tap it up to 3, off you go. And when you get to a steeper hill, 5, lower down the gears here, and it's nice and easy. Nice and bloody easy. Right, let's crack on with a little bit of a ride. We're just in pedal assist 1, sitting at 15 miles an hour. We're up in 5th gear, 6th gear now, and it's just really nice to cruise along on. It's a beautiful bike. The suspension's doing a great job of soaking up the bumps. Just freewheeling now, going downhill. Feels very secure underneath you. These fat tyres do a really good job of gripping the gravelly dirt. All right, slight incline. Let's bang that up to 3. Dropped it down a couple of gears. No effort whatsoever. This is what cycling's all about. One thing I hate about cycling is hills. I mean, this isn't steep, but just whacking it up another 2 in a power assist makes it so easy. Let's get that back down to 1. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Oh, this is the life. Morning. Whack it down a couple of gears. Have a little look, just cruise around the corner. I don't really use the thumb throttle at all, only just to get off the line if I need to. A bit sharpish, it's a little bit safer. See things like this, crossing the road, there's not a lot of vision. So it just gives you a little bit of a boost, just to get you across, and that's all you need. I'm super impressed with this, I've got to say. This is the first time I've ridden it off-road. Okay, it's not gnarly, we're not on a mountain bike course here. We're just on a nice gravelly track, but absolutely stunning way to spend the day. Beautiful temperature, beautiful scenery, and a bike that is just, I don't know. I think I'm becoming an e-bike convert. I think this is what's happening. Beautiful thing about this bike as well is it's got a torque sensor rather than a cadence sensor. Now I believe a cadence sensor just goes on the rotation of the crank and then gives you the power, whereas this, because it's a torque sensor, the more effort you put in, the more power you get. So it mimics more a push bike, but don't get me wrong, you don't have to put too much effort in, especially if you're going to whack it up into number 5 power assist. As I said, I'm riding round mainly on 1. I do cycle a little bit, but even in 1, it's a bloody nice place to be, and I can feel it's just doing a little bit for the exercise, a little bit for the heart rate as well in 1. It's not like a full-on push bike, it just gives you that little bit of assistance, and that's what these e-bikes are about, giving you that little bit of help. Slight incline, let's whack it up to 3. Through the mud, oh. Back to 1. Brakes work. I don't think I showed you those, did I? You got disc brakes front and rear, and they do a bloody good job of stopping you. I'm bloody loving this. All
I'm having a whale of a time. This suspension as well is really good. Let's get a bit more of a lick on this. Up the power to 5. I'm going up a steep gradient here, very bumpy. Got all the gears wrong. You still have to pedal. I mean, you could go the whole way in power assist 5, see as far as you can go, or use thumb throttle, but what's the point of that? Buy a bloody motorbike. This is a push bike. I want a combination of getting out, seeing the countryside, a little bit of assistance and a little bit of exercise. Wanked it up to 5, let's give it some thumb throttle off-road. Quick check over the shoulder, you still got to do that, motorcyclist in me, you see. And we can get up to, here we go, 20 mile an hour, and then it cuts out, and that's when you can cut in with your pedals. Makes life so much easier. Oh, I've got my jacket on, you wouldn't believe it, would you? August. We've done 5.7, coming up to 6 miles today, and so far the battery hasn't dropped at all. I'll tell you what, this suspension and these fat tyres are doing a fantastic job.
I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong. So go ahead, get gone. Get all your bags, get out my house. I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong. So go ahead and get gone.